Hey everybody, BAM Collectibles here, back for another statue unboxing review for you. Today we'll be taking a look at an artistic representation of Hinata wearing an alternative wedding dress on her wedding day. The statue is made by the licensed studio Star Exfa. On the bottom of the base, you'll see 999 units were made. There we have the logo for the studio, as well as the license owner, the Naruto logo as well. And we can see my specific edition size there. Now, she's going to be sitting at a scale of 1/7. On the back of this staircase is some copyright information, as well as the Naruto logo embossed on the wood. That looks super cool. As for the theme of the base, I'd say this is a classy wedding venue. The paint job that was done on the wood makes it look extremely realistic, and the gold patterns on the side add to that whole classy feel to it. Now on the front, we'll see this awesome looking red carpet. Now it has to have some texturing. If you go in real close, we'll see on the gold parts and the red parts, it has a little bit of a texture if you feel to it. If we flip this upright, we'll see there's all sorts of little notches baked into the sides there. That's where some railings are going to be keyed into later on. And take a look also at the flooring here. This actually feels like tile. I'm not sure if it is real tile, but if you touch it, it kind of has a coldness to it, like when you're walking on tile. So really cool how they brought this to life to feel like it was just plugged out of a venue. Let me know in the comments below if you can confirm, but I do believe that's her name in kanji on the very front of the statue. As mentioned before, there's multiple different wooden posts that are going to be coming together to build the banister. Now, just like the theme that are on the sides of the staircase, we can see that classy looking gold texture that's added on here. And I swear, this is actually made of resin, but you wouldn't guess it seeing it. It looks like an actual piece of wood that was stained and colored accordingly. So really good job at adding the realistic details. We'll see that specific nub that was on the side where some railing is going to connect to a little bit later on. In full, there will be about 4 of these wooden posts, the larger ones on the top left and right, and the bottom left and right as well. To bridge the gap between the large posts, we have these smaller wooden posts. If we look at the very base, you'll notice that there is a number that's engraved on there. So that's going to help you know exactly which one to put it into, because on the base, there are also numbers. And at the very top, there's kind of like an angled notch that's going to allow it to connect to the railing after we get all of these installed. To get the left side fully assembled, we do need this bit of railing. Now, each railing on the left and right are going to look different. This one has a bit of a curve to it on the bottom, and then also we can see a little bit of texturization going on the wood there. Now, they do have notches on the bottom as well. 4 different notches are going to use to connect to the smaller posts, and again, the ends of them are going to connect to the larger posts. Just snaps easily right into place. Great engineering all around to bring this to life. It has a little bit of a wobble to it, but everything is fastened safely and secure. Once it's all together, it honestly feels like one large piece that was already pre-assembled as it is. So we're gonna speed through getting the rest of this side done so we can get this full staircase brought to life. I did want to mention, and will continue to mention, I plan on attending this year's New York Comic Con 2021. So I plan on meeting up with some people, whoever's attending. Look forward to seeing who is actually gonna be able to make it out there this year. Alright, with all those pieces installed, we have the final looking base diorama. Again, looks like it takes a slice out of a fancy wedding venue and brings it to life for the base to support Hinata as she's coming down the stairwell. A huge and special thank you to Pocket Cat over in China, a big time reseller who reached out to me and asked if I wanted to showcase and share this with everyone on the channel. Obviously, I would love to. I love Hinata as a character. And also, thank you to Star Exfa who agreed to do this as well. So I hope everyone enjoys this showcase today. And now we have the main event herself. We'll see is sculpted in mostly one giant piece, except for her right arm was sculpted separately. As you can see, her wedding dress is long and flowing. On the very bottom, you'll notice there's kind of a squareness to it. That's because a lot of it's going to be resting up against the bottom of the stairwell to be sure that she's secured safely and not moving anywhere. The skin tones on the legs were done perfectly because she is wearing a kind of a pantyhose material, a little bit revealing up here for those that enjoy that. And then along the back side of the dress, we can see everything is a little bit more poofier, as you imagine most wedding dresses being. The back of her hair does look pretty with the way that it's all flowing, and we have that staple, kind of the light ring that's going on around her head that we always see with like her and Rock Lee. Now the hair sculpt was done in 2 different pieces. We can see that seam line in the center. That's definitely a downfall. Not used to seeing that in statues, but that does exist for this one. Please keep in mind, as I said in the beginning, this is more of an artistic representation of a modern wedding dress that she would wear. I know in the show she had more of a traditional wedding garb that she did wear, but I also wanted to mention on the bottom, a lot of the dress is made of like a PVC feeling material, as well as the hair, so it's not a full resin statue. A lot of times that is better to do so nothing breaks, but I know some people do sometimes expect a full resin statue. An interesting thing is she doesn't really connect to the bottom of the base with any notches or magnets. Just the way that the dress hangs on to the sides of the wooden post secures her right into place. Here's the other hand, as I mentioned before, that they did sculpt separately. So just a magnet inside of that notch on the bicep area and just connects right into place. You can kind of position it in whatever angle you want to, just have it resting along that rail. What's kind of nice too is you can really display it at multiple different angles and get a nice different view to appreciate depending upon your preference. The statue did come with a few premium extras, as we see here. This is more in instructions that's included for those that might be newer to statues and struggling with putting things together, so that can be used there. And also they have this awesome little card on the back. I love me some red wax logos. I don't know what it is. Ever since I've been a kid, I've loved that. But inside of here, we'll see is like a postcard type of art that you can have if you want to. And also the edition size or certificate of authenticity is included here as well, with all sorts of information that you can scroll through. Lastly included is the largest edition size coin that I've ever seen. Usually they're about half this size, but this bad boy is ginormous. We can see the studio logo again, the edition size, Naruto, Hinata, and Kanji letters, and they came with this acrylic stand too that it fits perfectly into, with again the studio logo. So you can put that on the side of your statue to display right next to it if you would like. My final thoughts on the statues is definitely a well done statue, well executed all around. One thing I will mention is it's not for everybody, right? It's an artistic piece, artistic take on a character, not how we saw her in the show. But for those of you that enjoy this type of statue, I'm sure it'll be perfect to add to your collection if you do enjoy this. Thank you again to Pocket Cat and Star Expert for allowing me to showcase this on the channel, and thank you for joining me today on this unboxing. As always, everybody, I will see you in the next video. Do what you love and love what you do. Bam out.